Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Absolute Resonance Part 20 based on novel. So let's start. Foot of White Spirit Mountain. The chatter had swelled to a loud bustle now. On the crystal wall, names shimmied up and down, and the screens beside it showed off the highlights of particularly intense fights, drawing the occasional gasp from the spectators. The scene changed. A clip of two people facing off in a forest. In a pavilion, a bored Cai Wei was carefully peeling a grape. She was just about to pop it into her dainty mouth when her eyes fell on the crystal wall. That person looks like the young lord. Cai Wei started. Yang Lingqing perked up as well, looking over at the two figures facing off. Indeed. Cai Wei sat up straight, the grape forgotten. Who is he fighting? Yang Lingqing did not know either, but she quickly gleaned the news from the whispers all around that were quickly growing louder. Second place in East Pool Academy, Lian Zhong. 6th grade Earth Resonance, 8th Seal. Why would Li Luo cross such a strong enemy? It's inevitable in the elimination match. Even if he avoids trouble, trouble will come looking for him. Cai Wei's perfect brows creased slightly. Under them, her beautiful eyes were fixed on the scene unblinkingly. Yang Lingqing gave it her full attention now as well. Both knew that it would be a tough fight. As they watched intently, Li Luo and Lian Zhong began their fight. Each thrilling clash drew small, anxious facial twitches from the two women. But as the battle drew on, their astonishment grew more and more apparent. They saw that Li Luo was not at all at a disadvantage. He was clearly only a 7th seal, but he had an 8th seal firmly in hand. Especially with his final water edge skill. When his ripple blade sliced through Lian Zhong's light armor, Cai Wei was so excited, she slapped the table. The young lord is awesome. Yang Lingqing was staring too, cherry lips parted slightly in surprise, a look of stunned disbelief all over her face. She did not think that Li Luo would be able to handle a strong 8th seal opponent so handily. It was a perfect fight, and he played it out flawlessly. As Li Luo calmly sheathed his sword, she was struck by the contrast to the diligent youth who quietly crafted spirit liquids and purifying lights at her workshop. He was now brilliance incarnate. Perhaps this was the real Li Luo. Using warmth and cheek to hide his light. Seeing this, I'm starting to believe that he can make it to the top 10, Yang Lingqing said in delight, a spark returning to her clear eyes. Outside the pavilion, there were also other exclamations. Clearly, they were not the only ones surprised by the outcome. In the main tent, the dean, Governor Xia, and Mentor Anli were watching the same fight. The old dean was all smiles now, unable to hide the grin that was creeping across his face. The second-place student at East Pool Academy was defeated by Southwind's rank 15, Li Luo. Ha ha, interesting. Isn't it very interesting indeed, Governor Xia? Governor Xia was shaking slightly as he forced the corners of his mouth up. He lives up to the title of the young lord of House Loulan. Extremely unexpected. This is young Lord Li Luo from House Loulan? The one with a marriage agreement with Jiang Qing'e? Mentor Anli suddenly asked. The old dean nodded, beaming. Indeed, he has good looks. Keek, this Li Luo hasn't entered the Astral Sage College yet, but his name is already famous in our school, Mentor Anli said with a strange laugh. Defeating an 8th seal doesn't mean his entry is guaranteed now, does it? Governor Xia said thinly. Well, I think you're in for a good show, the old dean said in an unwavering voice as he looked up. Of course, Li Luo himself was oblivious to the sensation his battle was stirring. He was busy dragging a fainted Lian Zhong somewhere else. As he cautiously parted a bush, he could see that the fight ahead was intense. He was surprised to see that Zhao Kui and Yu Lang had the battle well in hand, despite the numbers advantage from East Pool. Zhao Kui was faring well as a meat shield, his huge axe swishing through the air as he tanked much of the offense. Around him, Yu Lang zipped back and forth, swift as the wind. His hit-and-run tactics had 3 of their opponents down on the ropes. If things continued this way, it seemed like the hurting would begin in earnest soon enough. Smiling, Li Luo walked out. All the fighters froze, not just Jiao Qing'e and Yu Lang, but even the East Pool students stared at him, fear in their eyes. Their fear only doubled when they saw him dragging an unconscious Lian Zhong with him. Damn, Li Luo, you're sick. You actually beat Lian Zhong. Yu Lang said, mouth agape. Li Luo nodded, smiling. He threw him to the ground before him, then turned to the 3 East Pool students. Still gonna resist? The 3 of them had lost all will to fight. They turned, preparing to scatter. But Li Luo was ready. With a flick of his finger, water-like bullet flew out and exploded, rewarding him with 3 identical, pained howls. Jiao Qing'e and Yu Lang took the chance to redouble their attack. In short order, the 3 were also on the ground. Let's split their points, Li Luo said. Whoa, this is a real big fish. Yu Lang's eyes were gleaming now. The 4 of them all had a generous amount of points, especially Lian Zhong, with a whopping 2,400. As tempting as the prize was, Yu Lang did not seem inclined to take Lian Zhong's points. Instead, he said, Li Luo, you keep Lian Zhong's points for yourself. Jiao Qing'e and I will split theirs. The others added up to slightly over 1,000 points. Although it was not as juicy as Lian Zhong's stash, it was a considerable sum nevertheless. Li Luo was about to say something, when Jiao Qing'e chimed in as well. Brother Luo, you beat Lian Zhong alone. We can't be ripping you off like that. Besides, you have the potential to make it into the top 10. No need to be dragged down by the likes of us. Li Luo relented under their insistence. Taking off his crystal medallion, he cleaned out Lian Zhong's points. With smiles that resembled sharp grins, Yu Lang and Jiao Qing'e did the same to the other 3 from East Pool Academy. Our boss won't let you get away with it, they howled in desperation, tears of frustration streaming down their faces. With this, Li Luo's points reached 3,900, while Yu Lang and Jiao Qing'e had passed the 2,000 mark. Although they could not see the leaderboard, Li Luo reckoned that he would be in the top 30 now, while Yu Lang and Jiao Qing'e should be in the top 100. He grinned. Although the top 10 might still be a ways away, he was closing in. Our brothers over at East Pool Academy are really generous. I wonder if any more generosity is headed our way. Towards the end of the elimination round, the survivors would be tough. Taking points from them would not be at all easy. Therefore, Lian Zhong delivering himself up on a silver plate was highly welcome. Let's go. We're probably not far from White Spirit Ruins, Li Luo said. With him leading the way, the 3 left. At White Spirit Ruins, this elimination round would reach a white-hot climax. After defeating the little team led by Lian Zhong, the trio occasionally encountered other tough opponents, but these clashes ended with tears on their opponents' faces, and their points in the trio's pockets. 2 hours later, they were standing on high ground, gazing out at the expanse of wasteland before them. There had been a castle here once, but the ravages of time had brought it low. A whole field of broken rubble stretched as far as the eye could see. There were also huge trees and vines that obscured their view of the rubble. This was White Spirit Ruins, and also the location of the final battle of the college final examinations. The 3 of them stared warily for a long while before closing in. At the edge of White Spirit Ruins, they discovered a shining crystal wall. There were letters floating on it, detailing the final rules. The rules were simple. When there were 10 people left in White Spirit Ruins, the college final examinations would be declared over. Points would then determine their placings. Suddenly, their crystal medallions lit up, then a beam of light projected a translucent screen in front of them. It's the scoreboard. Yu Lang gasped. They could indeed see it here at White Spirit Ruins. Li Luo examined it. First place was Lu Qing'e with 9,500 points. Who? That's hot. How many did she finish off? Li Luo marveled. They had used all sorts of tactics, baiting and even the lucky encounter with Lian Zhong. Even so, he had only 4,000-odd points. Lu Qing'e had doubled his score. She must have been a war goddess, cutting down all in her path. To no one's surprise, Shi Huang was in second place with 8,300 points. Those after him hovered around the 5,000 mark, while Li Luo spotted his own name in 17th place. As for Yu Lang and Zhao Kui, they were in the 30s. Brother Luo, if the going gets tough, you should split. Our ranking is roughly our limit now. We can go down in a flash of glory, that's probably the last bit of use we can be to you. I think Yu Lang's on the same page, eh? Zhao Kui said as he scanned the board as well. Hearing this, Yu Lang was quiet for a few more seconds. I feel like I still can go. Zhao Kui scared him, shooting him an angry glare. Go where? You done? Yu Lang nodded glumly. All right, he was done. Although Yu Lang was not above getting ahead by hook or by crook, on the whole he was of the same mind as Zhao Kui on this one. The two of them were seventh seals, nowhere near the monster that Li Luo was. If they met an eighth seal, they were probably bound to lose. And as the number of tough competitors swelled at White Spirit Ruins, they would quickly turn from helpers to burdens. Only 10 would remain here at White Spirit Ruins in the end. They could not possibly dream of reaching the final 10 without being a huge source of stress and liability for Li Luo. Even if Li Luo did not mind, they could not accept such an outcome. Besides, there was not much point in them entering the top 10. As long as Lu Qing'e took first place, then there would be plenty of entrance placements for Southwind Academy, and they would benefit too. Li Luo smiled at their words. We'll see when the time comes. His only goal was to enter the top 10 and get an entrance placement. Lu Qing'e was already there to secure first place for Southwind Academy as a whole, so there was no need for him to steal the spotlight. Let's go. We'll find a place to hole up in White Spirit Ruins. Li Luo waved them on, leading the way into the confusing terrain of White Spirit Ruins. At the same time, at the opposite side of White Spirit Ruins, Shaohuang stood before a crystal wall, scanning the scoreboard with a cool gaze. His eyes lingered on Lu Qing'e's name for a long while. Boss, Lian Zhong's name is not on the list. Something must have happened to him, an East Pool student exclaimed. Shaohuang was puzzled by that. He carefully checked the list. Indeed, Lian Zhong's name was absent, although he did see Li Luo in 17th place. His eyes narrowed. He had sent Lian Zhong to take care of Li Luo. And now Lian Zhong was gone, while Li Luo was sitting pretty on the board. He must have been ousted by Li Luo, Shaohuang said coldly. Huh? Isn't Li Luo just a 7th seal? How's that possible? Those around him asked doubtfully. He must have something up his sleeve. Besides, did you all really think Li Luo was useless? Shaohuang said with a cold smile that did not reach his eyes. This young lord must have been lying low all this time. Should we deal with him? Shaohuang dismissed it. The most important target now is Lu Qing'e. Although Li Luo is a bit of a dark horse, he still doesn't warrant a change in our plans. Ignore him for now, Shaohuang said, walking into White Spirit Ruins. After Lu Qing'e is dealt with, he'll be as trivial as a clown on the bridge. Not long after entering White Spirit Ruins, Shaohuang spotted a fresh symbol carved on one of the ruined walls. He grinned and followed the mark onto a ruined street. A few minutes later, he ended up in a dilapidated hut. In the gloom, 4 people awaited. They were Xiong Liang, Kai Su, Zhong Fu, and Song Yunfeng, the 4 whom Shaohuang had an agreement with. Shaohuang, you're still trailing Lu Qing'e in points. Xiong Liang smirked as he walked in. Shaohuang gave a thin smile. A temporary lead. It does not matter. Speak, then. When do we move? Kai Su asked. The most important thing now is to confirm Lu Qing'e's position and complete the plan. Leave her no room to escape. If she does get away, she will not be so easily caught a second time. And she can also play for time or cut the survivors down to the last 10 to force the exams to end, Zhong Fu stated clinically. Shaohuang nodded, turning his eyes on Song Yunfeng. I'm afraid we will have to trouble Song Yunfeng for this one. He smiled. Xiong Liang and the others also turned to him. Uncomfortable under their stares, he could also feel a sense of hostility emanating from them. Xiong Liang and the other 2 were not from Southwind Academy, so it was normal for them to want to take down Lu Qing'e. But Song Yunfeng was also of Southwind, yet he was helping Shi Huang win against her. That was a little distasteful. Although for their interests, they were happy to have an inside agent like Song Yunfeng, but that did not curb their disdain for his character. "I'm ready," Song Yunfeng said, trying to repress his uneasiness. "Then we are much obliged. In this matter, your contribution is the greatest," Shi Huang said, his face the very picture of sincerity. As time passed, more and more students arrived at White Spirit Ruins. Those that made it here were veterans of numerous battles and had risen above the others. They were more or less the elites of their generation in the Jiangsu province. Their arrival here immediately shattered the gloomy silence of the ruins, heated battles breaking out all over. The frenzy was reflected on the scoreboards as well, now visible both in and outside White Spirit Mountain. Occasionally, a name would disappear and be replaced by another, indicating an elimination. As the cutthroat battles continued, all eyes were on the rapidly changing board. The numbers dwindled and the stakes rose. In a broken building, Li Luo listened to the sounds of battle nearby and then looked at the scoreboard displayed by his crystal medallion. He sighed. "It's too quick." In just over an hour, the 100-odd students had been cut down to just 60. In this time, he had not met anyone, and his score had not changed. As a result, his rank had fallen from 17 to 23. Brutal. Zhao Kui agreed. As they spoke, a blur whizzed in. "Yu Lang. It's chaos out there. Fights everywhere." Yu Lang had been scouting for information. His wind resonance was well suited for it. "Found anything?" Li Luo asked. Yu Lang nodded, suddenly sober. "I stumbled upon Shi Huang. And he has Xiong Kai Su, and Zhong Fu with him." Li Luo looked up sharply. "They're in an alliance?" "I suspect they're teaming up against Lu Qing'e," Yu Lang said solemnly, licking his lips. In these examinations, no one but Lu Qing'e could trouble Shi Huang. Zhao Kui's face turned grim as well. It seemed like their hopes of getting into the Astral Sage College didn't just lie on Li Luo's shoulders. Perhaps Lu Qing'e was the less certain condition. Only by winning could she secure their school enough additional placements for them to succeed. Li Luo was looking troubled as well. It seems likely. Shi Huang's cunningness runs deep. He must have planned for everything. If Lu Qing'e is truly their combined target, she is in danger. If such was Shi Huang's plan, then they had to ensure that she remained safe no matter what. If Lu Qing'e was eliminated, then the rest of Southwind Academy would fall like chaff before Shi Huang. Even Li Luo could not handle Shi Huang, Xiong Kai Su, and Zhong Fu all at once. Li Luo was quiet for a while, then he let out a deep sigh. "Which way did they go?" he asked Yu Lang. Yu Lang quickly pointed. "Are you going? You know how important Lu Qing'e is. I have to go take a look. If she's in trouble, we're in trouble." Li Luo sighed. Yu Lang and Zhao Kui nodded. "You two stay here. It's easier for me to get around alone." "All right, take care." They understood that they would be in over their heads in a battle at that level, so they didn't object. Li Luo nodded, then he turned around without a word. He left without a sound, his azure blue resonant power cloaking him. Somewhere in White Spirit Ruins, Lu Qing'e was sitting on a ruined tower, her features fresh. Her white top was clinging to the curve of her chest and her slim waist. Her long, white pants hugged her firm rump but let loose her shapely and long legs free. It emphasized her figure extremely well. Her long hair hung at just about the level of that hourglass waist. She was a stirring sight, especially contrasted against the door and woeful ruins. She pulled out a little cloth bag from the folds of her clothing. There was some dried fruit inside, and she chewed slowly, replenishing the day's exertions. Suddenly, she jerked, seeing someone approach. She looked closely and saw that it was Differ Qing. They had run into each other at White Spirit Ruins, and of course the latter had been overjoyed to see her. She had wanted to stick together, and Lu Qing'e had no objections. Since they were peers, she didn't mind helping her out. "Qing'e, you're truly a champion for us girls. All those guys were crushed by you. Diffa Qing gushed over her. Lu Qing'e smiled slightly. It's not over yet. Diffa Qing nodded. In these exams, Eastpool Academy is indeed a strong contender. I'm worried about Shi Huang. He's very strong. Lu Qing'e concurred. Even she considered him a threat. That's why same school students should stick together. That's why I left a mark just now. Song Yunfeng told me about it. He said that if I came across you and felt you needed help, I should let him know with that mark. If he saw it, he would help, Diffa Qing said in a sunny voice. Lu Qing'e choked on her dried fruit. She stared at Diffa Qing frostily. You're saying you left Song Yunfeng a mark nearby? Diffa Qing was scared at the sudden hostility. Why yes? What's wrong? She stuttered. Song Yunfeng is the second best in Southwind Academy. If he helps you, there's no need to be afraid of Shi Huang. Lu Qing'e looked at Diffa Qing for a few dozen seconds. She then stowed her cloth pouch, her face stony. I'm leaving. Don't follow me. Qing'e. What's wrong? Did I do something wrong? Diffa Qing anxiously asked. Lu Qing'e ignored her. Leaning forward on the balls of her feet, she leapt lightly off the tower, landing on a pile of broken rocks and taking off swiftly. Although she did not know what Diffa Qing's mark would bring, she did not want to reveal her location so easily. It made her feel unsafe. Hopefully, it's just overthinking, Lu Qing'e thought to herself. Just as she was about to slip away, her live body suddenly seized up, and the rocks under her exploded with a brilliant green light, snagging her exposed ankle. The attack caught her off guard. Even so, Lu Qing'e was not completely unprepared. She remained calm, sending a current of her ice-resonant power towards her foot. The green light was frozen and materialized as some sort of green vine. Clap, clap, clap. Sounds of clapping from ahead. Lu Qing'e looked up and saw a figure standing on top of a broken wall, smiling at her. Shi Huang. To her flanks and behind her, others appeared, cutting off her escape routes. Got you, Lu Qing'e. Xiong Liang's eyes were gleaming as he laughed. To her front, Shi Huang. On the flanks and back, Xiong Liang, Kai Su, and Zhong Fu. All three were formidable opponents. Things looked dire. Not far away, a crystal winked, feeding the scene back to the crystal wall at White Spirit Mountain. Back at the foot of White Spirit Mountain, the audience exploded with excitement. This video will end here.